And joining us live for a preview of the Gilas-Angola match is Sportsdesk basketball analyst, Coach Luigi Trillo. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Great to have you. Hi, Coach. Okay, Coach Luigi, an 0 start for Gilas. We lost to Italy by 46, then we lost to Serbia by 59. Did you expect that we will lose to those teams in the way that we did?
Yeah, it was painful to watch. I mean, obviously they're the teams that are favored, but you thought it would be closer. No, I think that's the painful thing there. Masakit sa atin. I thought we did a better job against Serbia the first quarter. We were up 9-7. Parang nung first game, medyo may halong kaba. I thought they were a little
jitters.
Yeah, they missed their first 13 threes.
Yes.
And Coach Chieng said that we needed to connect.
10 to 12, diba? Yeah, you're right.
But it's also a balance. I thought there were a lot of positives from those two games. Our young Turks.
CJ Perez.
Robert
Bolick.
And those guys get to the hole. Yeah. When you do get to the hole, now you have to defend that. And then now sometimes you get open shots. No? So there are some bright spots. But the key here is whether you lost by 60, whether you lost by 2, we can still tie what we did in Spain, which is win one game. And that game is still a big question mark, Angola.
Angola, yeah, you're right. Because sabi nga ni Coach Chieng, not to take them lightly. Our 1-4 record, like what you mentioned, in the 2014 FIBA World Cup in Spain, well, won't do justice to our overall performance because we had a gallant stand against top teams. Because back then, we were talking about it, against Greece, Croatia, Argentina, and Puerto Rico. Dumikit tayo sa mga teams na yun, di ba? Kaya natin. So, what do you think? Looking at the past two games against Italy and Serbia, what went wrong this time around in this World Cup?
Well, you know, sometimes you can have a bad day. Like in our first game against Italy, I think there was pressure there to win, to advance. So our shots didn't fall early, and then, you know, we kind of felt down on ourselves. Our defense wasn't as good in that first game compared to, I thought, in Serbia in that first quarter. There are flashes of brilliance naman when we play. But you need consistency there, and it's tough. You may have 1-5 that's playing well, and then a next 5 that comes in. Yeah. To beat a team like Angola, looking forward, we need all players fielded in to play well, and the margin for error is small. Mind you, Angola is a tough team. It's a beatable team, but when you still look at it, they're right there with us. If not, they've got the athleticism, they've got the experience. They've had players who've played around. And if you look at our 3 games that we won, our last 22 games in the world stage, all of them were very, very close. We won by 2, that last one against Senegal, and in 1974, we won by 1 point each.
Those games, yeah.
So you know you're going to be in a dogfight. Key for us now is we need certain things to happen for us. We need Blatche to play better. We need to play better defense. Coach Chieng has said time and again, he's said about the effort part. And sometimes we're 1 or 2 defensive stops away, or 1 or 2 good passes away from things doing well for us.
Andray Blatche is clearly struggling in this tournament, and even Coach Chieng admitted it. And Blatche also, diba, he was on social media, he said na kulang daw sa puso, he lacked puso, that's what he said, in their debut against Italy. Do you think he'll fare better against Angola today?
It's a possibility. I think, you know, you look at Serbia and Italy, they're not only good offensively, they're good defensively. This team, talent-wise, is probably not as good as Serbia and Italy, so there is a chance. But I see with Andray, you know, I'm sure he's speaking from the heart. You know, he feels that masakit to watch him play like that. But you can see he's not the same Andray. You know, from 15 points and then 5, you need someone sometimes when you need a bucket and you need a point, someone to break down the defense. Yeah. And Andray is a guy who works from outside inside.
Hindi naman siya post-up player.
He can if he wants, but his strength is from outside inside. And they're sending these defenders to him that are quicker, probably more athletic and bigger. And he's trying, but he's having a tough time. So, you know, with that being said, Angola, it's not only going to be about Andray Blatche. Andray has to play well. But even if Andray plays well, we need our guys to also play well. Just like in Senegal, we had a lot of heroes in that game.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, now let's talk about Kiefer. Kiefer Ravena, he was suspended for 18 months. But from what you've seen, And I was talking to someone about this. Parang may gigil factor. You think may gigil pa on Kiefer's part? Because he waited, diba? The guy waited for 18 months. He really wanted to be on this stage. He's here. But tingin mo, nerves is part of it?
Kiefer is special. A bit of nerves, but think about it. He's been not playing organized basketball for a year. So you throw him into the Lions Den. He probably played well here in our tune-ups games, but that's a different level.
Yeah.
And you see Kiefer when he came in. I thought we played well, and then he came in. He had 2 turnovers, and that's that's a little bit of what you said, a little bit of kaba, maybe a little bit of rust.
Yes.
He redeemed himself with a 3-pointer.
He did, yeah.
But the guys who are playing well are the guys who are playing now, who just finished tournaments in the PBA. You look at Bolik, who had a sensational season with Northport. You look at also CJ Perez.
Yeah.
He was the last guy in, but based on his athleticism, sarap panoorin eh. He gives us that hope. And this is important for a national team kasi yung dalawang yon can be with us for a long time.
In the future, no? Sa 2023.
Same with Kiefer.
Coach, what should be our main concern heading into this game against Angola?
Well, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of concerns, but more than looking at Angola, I think we need to look at ourselves. Tayo, we haven't been making our threes. It's about time. They say law of averages, they may fall. We've spoken about Andray Blatche. Alam natin si Coach Yang, very a motivator yan, and his teams don't back down, and they're very fiery. And we've seen flashes of that in the game, pero against Angola, we need that for the whole game.
For 40 minutes.
And he needs that. That's why even with Paul Lee being a little bit physical in the last one, we need a bit of that. We're not going to take this. And it's sometimes they're so good that it's bucket after bucket after bucket. But this is a team we're playing in equal ground. They've lost also big. We've lost big. They're beatable. They know we're beatable. So it's gonna come to a match of there's certain things that I'm sure yung coaching staffs natin want. And we have to implement that and do it to the best of our abilities.
Coach, the coach of Angola would like to focus on Blatche, of course, and our inside game. And you've touched on Blatche. We talked about it kanina. Now, how about Junmar? Junmar's been solid. He's been playing well, really well against Italy, against Serbia.
It's nakakataba ng puso. No? Junmar, I mean, he's playing against bigger guys, and he's showing he can. But in this international stage, sometimes when you have a Blatche or you have a Junmar that can dominate in certain ways, in defense, they have to also bring it. And sometimes in this type of level where there's, pick and roll, pop, back pick, and the ball's moving around, sometimes the weak side defense has to be there.
Yes.
So Junmar's been playing well. I hope he does it again. We need that from Junmar. But at the same time, we need certain things from him also defensively. And same with Blatche. Certain times where they may have to rotate to help, or certain times where they may have to rotate to box out. They need to do that. So it's just not the offense for these guys. They have basketball is a two-way game. Pati yung depensa kailangan sa kanila.
How about our shooters? Troy Rosario, R.R. Pugoy, are they due for a breakout game? Because, like what you said, law of averages, baka, papasok na yung mga tira nila from the outside against Angola.
Well, the quality of shots. I'd like to see good quality of shots. In our first game, if you're moving the ball around and you're moving the ball and taking outside threes, that's okay. But sometimes when you have a CJ Perez or a Bolik that can penetrate, and we've seen him get there, and he makes a couple of layups, now the defense may be able to help. And I think Coach Chen has also said at this point, we haven't done well. So you don't want players passing up shots. I think that's the most important thing for them. They have to take it with confidence. Any coach will say that. I'm sure our coaching staff has told them that. So if the ball moves around and it's a good shot, they've got to take it. Yeah. But if there's a better shot in the international competition, then you got to swing the ball.
Coach, we still have a chance to salvage our World Cup campaign because if we become the best team in Asia, then we qualify for the Olympics. Do you think we can do it and qualify for the Olympics in 2020?
Well, it's tough. I won't hide that. I think we have to get ready with that. I think now we've got Angola, and then I think we have Iran and Puerto Rico and Tunisia. But right now, you see how the other Asian teams are bringing in players. You have Hachimura for Japan. You have guys like that.
The kid's good.
Yung masakit dun for me is you have a guy like Clarkson who's Pinoy. He's Pinoy yung nanay niya, and he's not even allowed to play.
Yeah.
And these type of players can help us.
Can help us, yeah.
But right now, you know, you feel yung national team natin. I'm sure they feel miserable right now. And for us, we'd like to see them play well. And I think, you know, Angola is a start. Asia's always there, but you've got a lot of tough teams now in Asia. And you're not only talking about that. You've got New Zealand as well there and Australia in our bracket. So, it's tough.
Okay, Coach, among the Asian teams, who's the biggest threat for Gilas?
Well, China's always there. You've got Iran. No, you can't rule out South Korea. You've got Japan. Obviously, because New Zealand and Australia have been bracketed with that, it's also been unfair. But those are the usual suspects. They're strong. And, you know, for us, when you look at it, it's hard for us to build because some of these teams may stay together for a while. And some of them are able to feel the best. That's the question I have for us. We have guys who are good, but there may be one or two guys na sana if they were allowed to play. And it's because of a technicality. I mean, they don't get their passports at 16.
Before 16.
You look at Stan Hardinger, or you look at, like I said,
Pringle.
Clarkson.
Yeah.
So it's there. The program is there. We've proven that we're in the world stage. For us lang now, for me as a Pinoy fan, a basketball fan, gusto mo makita sila to play well against Angola. Because those games, we can throw it away. Pero these games, if we can win one, then we match what we did in Spain. And that matters.
Coach, thank you so much for being here on the show. Always a good time to have you. Hope we can have you more. Again, we just had Sportsdesk basketball analyst coach Luigi Trillo.